G'day folks, welcome to episode 2 of Talking Coins. Now this is a show basically talking about coins that you might find metal detecting in Australia. The first episode of course was grading and how all that works, so if you're interested in values and what have you, just duck back and have a look at that first episode. But this is the first episode where we get into a specific type of coin, and we're going to talk about where it all began, the sovereigns. So we're going to just talk about sovereigns today. There's one up on the screen there. That's an 1856 by the look of it there. So, but let me tell you a bit of a story. It's story time with Ben here. So 1850s, economy's booming, mining, the gold mining boom is on. Okay, thanks to the amount of gold being produced. I think in 1 year, New South Wales actually produced about 26 tonnes of gold, and Australia didn't have their own currency. We're all obviously on the British currency. So a New South Wales, Victoria, and South Australia petitioned London to allow them to open a royal mint. Okay, so all three states did that. In 1853, that passed with the opening of the Sydney Royal Mint. Okay, now this was the first designed coin in 1853. However, no coins were really released until 1855. So this is the start of Australian currency. Okay, so 14th of May 1855, the first sovereign and half sovereign came into being. Okay. Both of those were designed by James and his brother Leonard Wyon. So that was taking place between 1853 and 1855, of course. So we'll take a little bit of a detour from that one there, and we'll talk about the mints. So of course, as we said, 1855, the Sydney Mint. Now, all of the coins will have a mint mark on them. You can see the Sydney Mint mark there. Perth was opened in 1899 and Melbourne in 1872. So South Australia missed out. Even though they applied in the first round, South Australia missed out. So that's how to identify what coins, where your sovereign came from. Okay, so, and the values of the sovereigns vary dramatically depending of what mint it came out of. Okay, and it's all about how many coins were made. It's the mintage of the coins dictates the value of them. Okay, so really there was three designs. That first one we had up there with the Australia on it, that was the first design, and that fella there. Now, the head of the coin did vary depending on the monarch. Different hairstyles, different, obviously Victoria, when Victoria took over, like there's the second style. You can see Victoria has changed a fair bit, and that's obviously the shield version of it, 1889, that one in particular. And then of course we go into probably, actually my second favourite coin. This is a George sovereign. So that picture there on the coin is St. George and the Dragon. Now, there's a bit of a legend behind St. George and the Dragon. So St. George was almost a mythical gentleman. Apparently he died at the age of 303, so he was an elderly gentleman. So, and of course the story of St. George and the Dragon is him taming and slaying a dragon that demanded human sacrifices. I have questions about this story, I really do. Why would you tame a dragon then slay it? Maybe it was misbehaving, not quite sure. I've got to delve into that story a lot deeper and find out the mythical background of that story. But anyway, he killed the dragon, and this depicts the killing the dragon, and he rescued the princess who was next in line for the throne, as the story goes. So that's St. George and the Dragon. My second favourite coin. My next favourite coin will come up in about 3 or 4 episodes. So, what are they worth? So, a sovereign, so there's two, the sovereigns and half sovereigns. And just as a bit of an aside, these are fake sovereigns, Chinese copies. Okay, you've got to be careful if you're actually buying sovereigns, buying fake ones. But you can see the half is dramatically smaller than the full. And in fact, it's half the weight. So a sovereign's 8 grams and a half is 4, or just shy of 8 and 4. So just to give you an idea of bullion value of what these coins are worth. So the coins are about 91% gold. So if you were to base it on the current gold price, is about $26.50. So I just rolled with that to work out some bullion values on these for you. So a sovereign bullion value at the moment is $623, and the half is $311. So that's where the values start, really. And most of the coins we find won't have a lot of condition about them, simply because they've been in the ground a long time. We find them with a detector. Occasionally they're hit with a spade or a pick or something like that. So, but the values of them go up dramatically into the hundreds and millions of dollars. There's 2 little sovereigns here I want to talk about. One's a half sovereign, 1899 half sovereign that we've got on the screen there. Only one was stamped, but there was none minted apart from that one. So there is only one 1899 half sov in existence. Value for that fella there is somewhere in the millions and millions of dollars. The other one is the 1920 Sydney. Now, we haven't got a great photo of the 1920 Sydney here because there is only 4 known examples of it, and again up in the millions of dollars. So probably one of the most favourite coins for people to find. Got a lot of value about it. A lot are found all over the place. So they are relatively common, particularly in those old 18 sort of 50 to sort of 1900 gold mining camps. They are found, and they are known to exist. So and they're quite heavily traded on the market. So that's a bit of a summary of the sovereigns, half sovereigns and full sovereigns. Don't forget, if you if you are collecting some of these coins, you can actually buy a yearbook from Renix. The link to that is just down there. And Renix has got the full Australian of all the coins in Australia and gives you a rough idea on value. So if you need any more detailed help, Renix is the place that do the book, or give us a call that way on the Daylight Helpline. We're here. If the sun's up in Australia, we're on the phone. So thanks very much, guys. Looking forward to the next episode where we dive into another coin. Thank you very much from Ben here at Gold Diggers.